Welcome all. Myself, Dr. Dinesh Navule. In this video, we are going to be see about the chemistry of carbonyl compound. In chemistry of carbonyl compound, we are going to be see the structure, reactivity of aldehydes and ketones, and the methods of preparation of aldehyde and ketone. So, in summary, we are going to be see that what are the structure and reactivity of aldehyde and ketone. Then we will discuss about the method of preparation of aldehyde and ketone. The first method we are going to be see, which is the oxidation of primary and secondary alcohol by using the PCC. Then we will see the another method for preparation of aldehyde and ketone, like hydration of alkyne, action of Grignard reagent on esters. We will also see the Rosenmund reduction and the Gutterman-Koch formylation, as well as the Friedel-Crafts acylation of arene. So this will be the points that we are going to be discussed during this video. Now, for the aldehyde and ketones, if you are going to be see the structure of aldehyde and ketone, the carbonyl carbon atom is a sp2 hybridized and form the 3 sigma bonds. That means in case of the carbonyl carbon, this carbon is the sp2 hybridized trigonal planar nature with 3 sigma bond and 1 pi bond is there. The fourth valency electron of the carbon remain in its p orbital and form the p bond with the oxygen by overlap with the p orbital of an oxygen. That means one of the p orbital of the carbonyl carbon and another p orbital of these oxygen will form the pi bonds into the carbonyl system. In addition, the oxygen atom also has the 2 non-bonding electron pairs. So 2 non-bonding electron pairs will be there. Thus, the carbonyl carbon and 3 atoms attached to it lie in the same plane, and the pi electron cloud is above and below the plane. So the structure is going to be having trigonal planar with sp2 hybridization at carbonyl carbon, and the bond angle will be the 120 degree. Now the bond is polar due to the difference in electronegativity. As we have seen, the carbon atom is going to contain delta plus charge. This oxygen atom will contain the delta negative charge, partial negative charge, because in carbonyl carbon and oxygen, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Oxygen will withdraw the electron density of the bonding pair towards itself, making the carbonyl carbon electron deficient. So that's why there is a partial positive charge, and oxygen is more electronegative. That's why there will be the partial negative charge will be there. Now if you are going to see the resonance structure of the carbonyl carbon, so this will be the resonating structure of the carbonyl carbon, making the carbon as a positive charge and oxygen as a negative charge, and this will be responsible for the partial delta plus and delta minus charge, making the carbonyl carbon as the electron deficient center. Now if you are going to be see the same resonating structure that we have discussed into the last slide also, the carbon oxygen bond is polarized due to the higher electronegativity of the oxygen related to the carbon. In case of this bond, which has been shown by the red color, the oxygen is more electronegative, carbon is less electronegative than oxygen, making this carbon oxygen bond polarization. So there will be the positive and negative charge on the carbon and oxygen respectively. Hence, the carbonyl carbon is going to be acts as the electrophilic center, and the carbonyl oxygen is going to be acts as a nucleophilic center. Carbonyl compounds have substantial dipole moments and are polar than the ethers. Due to the dipole moments of this geometry, it makes slightly polar than the ether molecule. The high polarity of the carbonyl group is explained on the basis of resonance involving the neutral A and the dipolar B structure. So this resonating structure between A, which is into the neutral molecule, and B, which is the dipolar molecule, will be responsible for the high polarity of the carbonyl group. Now next part that we are going to be see, which is the method of preparation of carbonyl compound. So what are the different methods of carbonyl compound? The very first method that we are going to be see, which is the oxidation of primary and secondary alcohols by using the PCC. So come and we are going to be see the what is the PCC. Now PCC stand for what? Pyridinium chlorochromate. So oxidation of primary and secondary alcohol can be carried out by using the PCC reagent. So that is the pyridinium chlorochromate. So primary alcohols are initially oxidized to aldehyde, but aldehydes are easily oxidized to carboxylic acid. So if you want to prepare the aldehyde from carboxylic acid, we are going to utilize the, that means if you want to prepare the carboxylic acid from alcohol, alcohol will be first converted into aldehyde and then it will be converted into the carboxylic acid. So we cannot use the strong oxidizing reagent like dichromate, like potassium permanganate. It oxidizes the primary alcohol into the carboxylic acid. So we cannot stop the reaction at the aldehyde step. So that's why in order to get the aldehyde from the alcohol, we must use the very mild reducing agent, mild oxidizing agent, and that will be the PCC. The most common reagent will be the pyridinium chlorochromate. So other oxidizing agents like chromium trioxide will oxidize the primary alcohol all the way into the carboxylic acid. So secondary alcohols can be oxidized with the dichromate or by using the PCC into the ketone. So oxidation of primary alcohol into the aldehyde and oxidation of the secondary alcohol into the ketone will be carried out by using the PCC. PCC means pyridinium chlorochromate. Now if we will carry out the oxidation by using chromate ester of the primary alcohol, it will give the carboxylic acid. So for oxidation of primary alcohol into the aldehyde, we have to use only the PCC, that is pyridinium chlorochromate. Now PCC oxidizes alcohol into the corresponding aldehyde or ketone. If it is a primary alcohol, it will oxidize into the aldehyde, and if it is a secondary alcohol, it will be oxidized into the ketone. So this is the structure for the PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. So this is the pyridinium molecule and this is the chlorochromate. So that's why it will be termed as the PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. In contrast to the chromic acid, PCC will oxidize only aldehyde, oxidize only alcohol to aldehyde, and it will not further oxidize aldehyde into the carboxylic acid. So it is a selective reagent are going to be utilized for the conversion of primary alcohol into the aldehyde. So we have seen two examples of this one. Now oxidation of primary alcohol to aldehyde with the pyridinium chlorochromate and oxidation of secondary alcohol to the ketone. See the sum of the example. So one equivalent of PCC can be utilized for this oxidation process. The byproducts will be chromium 4 as well as the pyridinium hydrochloride. One has to be very careful with the amount of water present in the reaction. If water is present, it can add to the aldehyde to make the hydrated, and further oxidation will be slightly possible. This is not a concern with ketones since there is no hydrogen directly bonded to the carbon. So presence of water during the reaction condition has to be checked carefully. Now this is one of the example. It is primary alcohol can be oxidized into the aldehyde by using the PCC. This is the secondary alcohol can be easily oxidized into the ketone by using the PCC. So this is the general representation in which a primary alcohol by using the PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate, dichloromethane will be utilized as a solvent, will be converted into the aldehyde. So this is the heptanol will be converted into the heptanol. So this is ethanol will be converted into the ethanol by using PCC. This is the isopropyl alcohol will be converted into ketone. Now this alcohol is a secondary alcohol Which on oxidation by using the PCC or PDC? PDC stands for pyridinium dichromate. We can utilize the PDC as well as the PCC converted into the ketone. Now oxidation with PCC. So this we have already discussed. This is the general structure for the pyridinium chlorochromate. Reagent will be the CrO3 in presence of pyridine and HCl. It is a mild oxidizing reagent which oxidizes only primary alcohol to aldehyde, secondary alcohol to the ketone, and tertiary alcohol there is no any reaction by the PCC. Solvent normally utilized will be the dichloromethane, and this we are going to see that butyl alcohol will be converted into the butanol, that is aldehyde, by using the PCC. The second reaction which we are going to see for the synthesis of aldehyde and ketone will be the hydration of alkyne. Now hydration means it is the addition of water. Alkynes reacts with the water in presence of the mercury sulfate and sulfuric acid to give the aldehyde or ketone is called as the hydration of alkyne. That means reaction of alkyne with water in presence of mercury sulfate and sulfuric acid will give the formation of aldehyde or ketone as the product, is called as the hydration of alkyne. Addition of water gives the enol, which then changes into the more stable keto form. So in this hydration of alkyne reaction, the intermediate step forms will be the enol, which then tautomerizes into the keto form or the aldehyde form. So this is the ethyne, simple alkyne, which on reaction with water in presence of the sulfuric acid and mercuric sulfate will give the formation of this enol, which then converted into the aldehyde or ketone, depends upon the starting material. So this reaction is what? Conversion of alkyne into the aldehyde or ketone by the hydration of water. So the higher alkynes give only ketone on hydration. So this is a simple alkyne which gives the aldehyde. The higher alkynes normally gives the ketone only. Addition of water to the alkyne takes place as per the Markovnikov's rule. So that means in the first step, addition of water across the triple bond will be takes place by only the Markovnikov's rule. So these are some of the examples. We are going to see that the hydration of alkyne by the mercuration, demercuration process can be utilized to prepare the acetaldehyde and ketone. So in this step, this is simple alkyne, which on reaction with mercury sulfate will give the formation of the acetaldehyde. So this alkyne on reaction with again same reagent will give the formation of ketone, because this reaction will be go by only the Markovnikov's rule. The hydration of acetylene gives the acetaldehyde, while the hydration of other alkynes leads to the formation of ketone. The reaction follows the Markovnikov addition. So the first step is during the mechanism you can see addition of water will be takes place by the Markovnikov's rule, and in second step this enol will be tautomerizes into the corresponding carbonyl compound, and if it is a higher alkyne which can give the formation of the ketone as a product. So first step is addition of water across the triple bond in presence of mercury sulfate and H2SO4 by Markovnikov's rule, and second step will be the tautomerization of enol into the corresponding carbonyl compound. So these are some of the example. Propane, which on hydration will give the formation of enol, will be converted into the propane 2-ONE, and butane will be converted into the butane 2-ONE. So number of carbon atoms into the starting material and product will be the same, and all these addition will be takes place by only and only the Markovnikov's rule. So this is some of examples. This is the acetylene molecule on hydration will give the formation of enol, which on tautomerization give the acetaldehyde. If you will see the second example, this is the propane molecule on addition of water by Markovnikov's rule, it will give the enol, which on tautomerization give the ketone. So this is the mechanism. In a first step, mercury, which is the Hg2+, will form the complex with the alkynes, and then in the next step water will be added across the this intermediate complex by the Markovnikov's rule, and we are going to be get this next step intermediate, which on then hydrolysis will give the formation of this intermediate, and then it will be further tautomerization will give the formation of keto or the enol. So this is the overall mechanism for the hydration of alkyne. So this is also the same mechanism by the other way. We can see that water will be added across the triple bond, making this as the carbocation. Water will be added this step. In the next step there is a formation of enol, and in last step, second step, enol will be converted into the ketone. So first step is the addition of water by the Markovnikov's rule, and in second step it is the tautomerization of enol into the aldehyde or ketone. So this is also the same thing. Propane on hydration will give the enol, which then ketoenol tautomerization will give the formation of ketone. So acetylene will give the ketone, and if you are going to utilize only in previous example it is a propane, this is the ethane or the simple alkyne will give the formation of aldehyde. So depends upon the structure of alkyne, we can get either formation of aldehyde or ketone. So third reaction which we are going to be see for the preparation of aldehyde and ketone, which is the action of Grignard reagent onto the ester molecule. So aldehyde and ketone can be prepared from the ester by reaction with the Grignard reagent. So this is a simple ester which is a methyl acetate, which on reaction with Grignard reagent will give the formation of ketone. The one important thing we have to remember, when we are going to be carry out reaction of ester with only 1 mole of the Grignard reagent, it will give the formation of ketone as the product or aldehyde as a product. So this is the initial step. We are going to be easily form Grignard reagent, which will give this reaction, which is going to be attack onto the carbonyl carbon, and we are going to be get formation of ketone. So it is the conversion of ester into the ketone by using the Grignard reagent. So this is also the ethyl acetate, which on reaction with methyl magnesium bromide will give this intermediate complex of the magnesium, which on further step hydrolysis will give the formation of ketone as a product. So if you are going to be see the mechanism in a Grignard reagent, the alkyl group, which is the negative charge, will act as a nucleophile towards the electrophilic center of the carbon of ester, will give this tetrahedral intermediate, and this tetrahedral intermediate on further step hydrolysis in acidic condition will break the oxygen and magnesium bond. This complex will be break, and we are going to get formation of the ketone. If you are going to utilize only 1 mole of the Grignard reagent, we will always give the ketone. If you are going to utilize the excess moles of the Grignard reagent, ester can give the formation of alcohol as a product. This is the same ethyl acetate with the methyl magnesium bromide. This intermediate will be there, and product form will be the acetone. Now if you are going to utilize the formate ester, reaction of formate ester with 1 mole of the Grignard reagent gives the formation of aldehyde. So this is the ethyl formate with methyl magnesium iodide will give the formation of the aldehyde. So a simple ester like formate ester will give the formation of aldehyde, and other ester like methyl acetate, ethyl acetate on reaction with Grignard reagent give the formation of ketone as a product. So this is also the same mechanism for the last step. Methyl magnesium bromide will be added across the ethyl formate, propyl formate. First step will be the formation of complex. This complex will be break down in acidic condition into the aldehyde. This ethyl acetate, methyl magnesium bromide, we are going to get formation of acetone. These are some of the example. This is the mechanism. We can easily see that if we are going to utilize methyl magnesium bromide in the first case, we are going to utilize get the acetone, and in the second step we are going to utilize the ethyl magnesium bromide, and we are going to get formation of butanone. So that means our starting material ethyl acetate is the same, but Grignard reagent has been changed. So as per the requirement for the synthesis of corresponding ketone, we can change the Grignard reagent and we can get the corresponding aldehyde or ketone as the product. Now in the next step we are going to be see the preparation of aldehyde and ketone by using the Rosenmund reduction reaction. So what is a Rosenmund reduction? Rosenmund reduction reaction, starting material will be the acyl chloride, which is also called as what? Acid chloride. Acyl chloride, which on hydrogenation by using the catalyst palladium, which is on the barium sulfate, gives the formation of aldehyde as a product, and this reaction is called as what? Rosenmund reduction. So in short, conversion of the acid halide to the aldehyde by using the catalyst like hydrogen in presence of the catalyst like palladium, BaSO4, will be called as the Rosenmund reduction. So this is the simple representation for Rosenmund reduction. This benzoyl chloride on reaction with Rosenmund reagent like H2 in presence of palladium BaSO4 gives the benzaldehyde. The only change into the reaction is what? This acid halide will be converted into the aldehyde. So this is a very selective reaction or the selective reagent for the conversion of acid halide into the corresponding aldehyde. So this is the naphthyl chloride, beta naphthyl chloride on same reaction with H2PDBSO4 gives the formation of beta naphthaldehyde. Now acid chloride is going to be reaction with palladium catalyst, which is supported on barium sulfate in presence of the hydrogen, will give the formation of the corresponding aldehyde. So this is the simple acid halide H2PDBSO4 will give the aldehyde. The second example is what? Propenyl chloride will give the propanaldehyde. Benzoyl chloride will give the benzaldehyde. So reduction of acid chloride, same reaction is there, reagent is same, acid chloride H2PDBSO4 in presence of sulfur. In some of the cases we are going to utilize the sulfur as the reagent, because which is going to be poison the reaction and does not allow the reaction to go for the aldehyde into the carboxylic acid. So further oxidation will be avoided, or it the further reduction will be avoided by using the PDBSO4 in presence of sulfur. This is the acid halide H2PDBSO4, sulfur as the poison will give the aldehyde. This is the acetyl chloride will be converted into acetaldehyde. This is the same general representation. Sometime we can utilize the quinoline also. Quinoline is also going to be act as the same role of the sulfur to poison the reaction, which does not allow the further reduction of aldehyde into the alcohol. So reagent is H2PDBSO4. Either sulfur or quinoline can be utilized. This is the same acid halide can be prepared on reaction of acid with thionyl chloride, and which on further by the Rosenmund reduction will give the aldehydes. Same 4-nitrobenzoyl chloride on Rosenmund reduction will give 4-nitrobenzaldehyde. Cinnamyl chloride on reaction with Rosenmund reduction will give the formation of cinnamaldehyde. The next reaction that we are going to be see for the synthesis of aldehyde and ketone will be the Gutterman-Koch formylation. So as name itself indicates that it is a formylation reaction. So this reaction can be utilized only for the synthesis of the aldehyde compound. So benzene on reaction with carbon monoxide in presence of hydrogen chloride by using anhydrous AlCl3 and CuCl will give the formation of benzaldehyde. So by Gutterman-Koch reaction, so what is the statement for the Gutterman-Koch reaction? When benzene or its derivative is going to be treated with carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in presence of the anhydrous aluminum chloride or cuprous chloride, it gives benzaldehyde or the substituted benzaldehyde. So this reaction will be called as what? Gutterman-Koch reaction or Gutterman-Koch formylation. In this reaction, there is the addition of formyl group aldehyde. So that's why it is called as what? Gutterman-Koch formylation reaction. So Gutterman-Koch formylation reaction, in which formyl chloride is going to be formed as an unstable moiety. In a first step, initially carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride will react, will give the formyl chloride, which on reaction with the catalyst like AlCl3 or cuprous chloride will give the formation of formyl cation, and that formyl cation is going to be reacted with the aromatic moiety like benzene or substituted benzene, and we are going to get the formation of the benzaldehyde or the formylated aromatic compound as the product. So this is also the same thing. We are going to be observe benzene with carbon monoxide HCl, aluminum chloride, cuprous chloride Cu2, Cl2 will get benzaldehyde. If it is a toluene, because of the methyl group, which is the electron donating group and which is the ortho para directing group, but due to the steric crowding at the ortho position, we are going to get formylation at only para position, and we are going to get preferably only the 4-methyl benzaldehyde as the major product by the Gutterman-Koch formylation. So this is the mechanism that we already discussed in the previous one of the slide. Carbon monoxide on HCl reaction will give the formation of formyl chloride. That formyl chloride, which on reaction with AlCl3 as a catalyst, will give the formation of formyl cation. So in next step, aromatic electrophilic substitution will be carried out with the formyl cation, will give the formation of the aldehyde as the product. So first step is what? Carbon monoxide will react with acid proton, will give formyl chloride. This formyl chloride on AlCl3 with formyl cation, then formyl cation on reaction with aromatic ring will give the benzaldehyde. So first step is the formation of electrophilic formyl cation, and second step is what? Electrophilic aromatic substitution. So these are some of the example. Substituted benzene by Gutterman-Koch formylation will give substituted benzaldehyde. So this molecule like will give the formation of the same substituted aldehyde as a product. So the reagents here utilized is the same Gutterman-Koch formylation. So this is the general representation of the example. Aromatic ring like benzene, carbon monoxide, HCl, AlCl3, cuprous chloride will give the benzaldehyde. So it is the preparation of formyl chloride, then formation of formyl cation, in situ preparation from the carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride. So this previous example of the Gutterman-Koch formylation can be utilized selectively for the preparation of the aldehyde molecule. Now we are going to be see one more example which are going to be utilized for the preparation of aromatic ketone, and this reaction is nothing but it is a Friedel-Crafts acylation of arene molecule. So in Friedel-Crafts acylation, what it is? So the Friedel-Crafts acylation is the electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction which allows the synthesis of monoacylated product from the arene on reaction with acid chloride or the anhydride. So in a simple language, reaction of aromatic compound like arene with acid chloride or anhydride in presence of the Lewis acid catalyst like aluminum chloride, aluminum trichloride will give the formation of the aromatic ketone as the product. So this is the example. This is the acylating reagent as acid chloride, aromatic compound like benzene with AlCl3 like it is aluminum trichloride, Lewis acid catalyst will give the formation of the acylated aromatic ketone. So this reaction will be called as what? Friedel-Crafts acylation, because it is a acylation of the ring. So Friedel-Crafts acylation may be used to prepare the alkyl or aryl ketone or the diaryl ketone. In this process, an arene is usually treated with an acid or a acid anhydride in the presence of Lewis acid catalyst. So as we have discussed, we can utilize acid halide or acid anhydride. We can get the same product as the acylation of the ring. The reaction is an example of aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So Friedel-Crafts acylation is a aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So toluene on reaction with acetyl chloride by using AlCl3 will give the formation of 4-methyl acetophenone as the product. So if we are going to utilize acetyl chloride, we are going to get this product. Instead of acetyl chloride, we can utilize acid anhydride as mentioned into the second point. Acid anhydride like acetic anhydride will also give the same product. So this is some of the mechanism. First step, acid halide or acid chloride will react with Lewis acid catalyst like AlCl3, will give the formation of the acylium ion or the, which is also called as what, acylium cation. In a second step, aromatic ring which is electron rich will be carry out reaction with the acylium cation. We are going to get formation of this intermediate ion or the cation, which on further aromatization or the loss of proton will give the formation of ketone. So first step is what, preparation of the electrophile as acylium cation. Second step is the addition of aromatic ring across, substitution of aromatic ring across the acylium cation, and then last step will be the removal of proton. So this reaction is the aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. These are some of the example. That means Friedel-Crafts acylation can be easily utilized for the preparation of aromatic ketone. Benzene on reaction with acetyl chloride with AlCl3 will give acetophenone. And if you are going to utilize benzoyl chloride, we are going to utilize the benzophenone. That means by changing the corresponding acid halide, we can synthesize the ketone as we desired. So this is the another example in which a simple acetyl chloride has been replaced by propanol chloride, and we are going to get the formation of the higher derivative of the acetophenone, that is, it is a ethyl phenyl ketone. And this is what, same Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. This is the same example, acid chloride aromatic compound on with the Lewis acid catalyst AlCl3 will give the aromatic ketone. And if you are going to utilize caproloyl chloride or pentanoyl chloride, N-pentanoyl chloride will give the formation of N-pentyl phenyl ketone. So we have changed here only the acid halide and we are getting the different compound like the ketone. So we can synthesize the various ketones by using the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction by changing the corresponding acid halide. This is benzoyl chloride on reaction with benzene will give benzophenone. If we can utilize acetic anhydride or we can utilize acid chloride like acetyl chloride on reaction with benzene, we are going to get formation of acetophenone as the product. So these are some of the example of the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So in this video we have seen what is the reactivity of aldehyde and ketone, what are the different reactions or the reagents can be utilized for the synthesis of aromatic aldehyde or ketone or the aliphatic aldehyde or the ketone. PCC, which is a pyridinium chlorochromate, which is a milder oxidizing reagent, can be utilized for the synthesis of aldehyde from the primary alcohol and synthesis of ketone from the secondary alcohol. We have also seen one of the example is the Gutermann-Koch formulation, in which aromatic ring like benzene, which on formulation reaction by using the carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in presence of the AlCl3 or the CuCl will give the formulation reaction. So aromatic aldehyde can be prepared. Same way, if you are going to utilize the aromatic ring in presence of acid halide and the AlCl3 as the Lewis acid catalyst, we can get the corresponding aromatic ketone. So this reaction is what, Friedel-Crafts acylation, preferably used for the synthesis of the aromatic ketone. We have also seen one of the reaction which is the Rosenmund reduction, which are going to be selectively used for synthesis of the aromatic aldehyde or from the acid halide. So selectively acid halide can be converted into the aldehyde by using the Rosenman reduction with the reagent of H2 palladium and barium sulfate. So if you like the video as well as the content of this video, you can share this video as well as you can subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.